See, the going out ritual in high school was a little bit different than the going out ritual in college for me, but the ritual itself was still just as crucial. It also started with the getting ready. We would go to one of our friends' parents' house because we were teenagers, and you'd be wearing your favorite like low-rise Hollister flare leg jeans, maybe paired with one of those deep V-neck sweaters with the arms that were like 6 feet long. You'd look like one of those inflatable things outside of a car dealership, or maybe a little like lace cami situation for the warmer weather. You would do your hair, you would do your makeup, you'd maybe borrow a pair of chandelier earrings or a chunky belt from your friend to complete your look, and then you would set out for your little night, but not before the first crucial step of the evening, which was to set an away message. Usually this said something simple like, "Out for the night, hit the celly," or maybe you would quote some song lyrics. We loved to do that. I personally really liked to quote Gretchen Wilson, "Here for the party," and then you would go out for the night. Now, I am from the rural Midwest where there was nothing to do, nowhere to go. Like, we didn't even have a Wendy's parking lot to hang out in, okay? If there wasn't already a party or a hangout on the books, you would have to drive around. So you would go to the gas station where you would fish out all of the loose change in your center console and your collective purses, and you probably come up with like $7, which was plenty of money to get you gas for the evening. You would look around the gas station just to see if anybody that you knew was there. Because if you ran into somebody at the gas station, your chances of finding an actual party were so much higher. The driving around loop varied depending on where you started, but it basically consisted of driving around on every back road in the county. You knew where they all connected, but very important, you had to come out back into town every time you passed a gas station, because again, you're looking to see if you can find anybody. And you would just do this for hours until one of two things happen. Number one, you run into somebody that you know, probably at the gas station, although it has happened to me in the past where we actually ran into another car full of teenagers on back roads that were aimlessly driving around. Or number two, somebody called your little flip phone directly and told you, "Hey, everybody's going down to the river to hang out." Then it was game on. It was time to party. Hopefully, if you're lucky, you have some beer or maybe like a stray bottle of liquor and a water bottle floating around in your trunk somewhere. And then you would go to the party, which was usually a bonfire somewhere outside, maybe in a garage. You know, if you were really lucky, you could have a roof over your head. And you would drink whatever beer or booze that you could get your hands on until everybody needed desperately to pass out. Usually the best option was just to sleep in your car with your little Hollister bomber jacket as a blanket and call your mom from your flip phone and say, "Hey, I'm staying at Ashley's," and she would say, "Hey, I'm staying at Jenna's," and then you would just sleep in your car. The next morning you would wake up and you'd drive home and you'd have to face your parents. You'd have to look them dead in the eye and say, "Yeah, Mom, I had a sleepover at Ashley's." Even though your hair reeks like bonfire or your mascara is smeared halfway down your shirt, you've got a cigarette burn in your Hollister bomber jacket now, and you can't stop throwing up Mike's Hard Cranberry.